Hello, everyone. Today we're diving into the SolarWinds attack from 2020, which was a major event in cybersecurity. So the attack was not just a breach of one company, it was a supply chain attack affecting thousands, including the US government. The hackers, who were believed to be from Russia, broke into Orion, a critical IT system from SolarWinds. This incident shows that even well-protected digital systems can be vulnerable. Discovered in December 2020, this attack marked a new level in cyber warfare. The attackers targeted Orion software updates to compromise a wide range of systems, exploiting the trust in the supplier-client relationship. So before we dive into the details of the attack, let's first learn about why we chose to study this attack in the first place. What's the motivation behind it? So the SolarWinds attack is a crucial reminder of how digital threats are evolving. The attack was not typical. It was a clever exploitation of the supply chain trust. The SolarWinds incident brought supply chain attacks into the spotlight of cybersecurity discussions. It forces us to reevaluate our defense against increasingly sophisticated and subtle cyber threats. The attack scope and complexity show how cyber threats are advancing, making us rethink our security strategies. And it calls for urgent need for robust cybersecurity measures. So to understand the SolarWinds incident, it is important for us to learn about the technical background of supply chain attacks. So supply chain attacks occur when attackers infiltrate through a third-party service like SolarWinds Orion software. So Orion had extensive access to many IT systems, and that makes it an ideal target for infiltration. The hackers injected malicious code into Orion's updates, and the code created a backdoor into thousands of SolarWinds customer systems. This type of attack is very strategic, and it highlights the need for enhanced security throughout the development and distribution of software. Well, let's also take a look at the social and political background of the attack. So the attack exposed a lot of procedural gaps in cybersecurity practices. The attack remained unnoticed for several months, and this delay kind of underlines the sophistication of the attack. So the attack also increased geopolitical tensions, particularly between the US and Russia, who were implicated but denied involvement. This incident shows the intersection of cybersecurity with international politics and the need for better incident detection and response protocols. It also raised concerns about state-sponsored cyber warfare. Now let's learn about the attacker profile and their motivation. So Nobilium, which is a group thought to be backed by Russian intelligence, is believed to have executed this cyber espionage. They targeted high-value assets for intelligence, suggesting motives but beyond disruption. Nobilium's methods show an advanced level of cyber warfare, where digital and geopolitical strategies converge. This shift towards covert, intelligence-driven cyber operations presents new challenges in cybersecurity threat detection and strategy development. So now let's learn about the attack vector of the SolarWinds attack. So Nobilium's execution of the SolarWinds attack was a textbook example of a sophisticated supply chain attack. They started by injecting the Sunburst malware into the updates for Orion, which is SolarWinds network management software, as mentioned before. And this approach targeted a less secure element within the network supply chain, exploiting the trust users had in receiving and installing software updates. Once these compromised updates were deployed, the Sunburst malware created a backdoor in the systems of anyone who installed them. This backdoor wasn't just a simple entry point. It was a complex mechanism that allowed the attackers extensive and unauthorized access to the network. With this access, Nobilium could secretly control and monitor activities within the affected networks. The infiltration process was intricate and stealthy. After establishing the backdoor, Nobilium could move laterally across the networks. This means they could access not just the initial entry point, but also other parts of the network, spreading their reach within the affected organizations. Furthermore, Nobilium used their access to perform privilege escalation, which means gaining higher levels of control and access within the compromised systems. This allowed them to access sensitive data, manipulate system operations, and maintain their presence without being detected. Understanding this attack vector is crucial. It highlights the sophistication of Nobilium's approach and the complexity of modern cyber threats. It underscores the urgent need for more advanced cybersecurity measures, particularly in detecting and preventing such intricate supply chain attacks and unauthorized access points. Now let's learn about the consequence of the attack. So the repercussions of SolarWinds' attack were enormous and far-reaching. Approximately 18,000 organizations around the globe were affected, a testament to the wide impact of this incident. The sheer number of installations of the compromised updates led to extensive breaches in a diverse array of organizations. This was not limited to just one sector or country. The reach was global. Among the key targets were numerous U.S. federal agencies, along with international government bodies and significant players in the private sector. This indicates that the attack was not just widespread, but also strategically targeted to infiltrate high-value and high-impact areas. The primary intent behind this operation appears to have been espionage and data breaches. The attackers were able to compromise sensitive information, which is a scenario that goes beyond mere data theft. This kind of espionage poses a direct threat to national security because it involves accessing confidential government data and potentially manipulating it for strategic advantages. The national security risk was profound. The attack threatened the very infrastructure of cybersecurity in the affected countries, challenging the integrity and reliability of critical government systems. This was not just a breach, it was a strike at the heart of national security frameworks. Moreover, the impact extended to critical infrastructure sectors, such as energy and manufacturing. This kind of disruption has far-reaching implications because it can lead to operational breakdowns, economic consequences, and a loss of public trust in these vital systems. All right, now let's talk about the response to the attack. So the response to the SolarWinds attack was fairly comprehensive, which reflects the seriousness of the threat. What were key to the initial response were the emergency directives issued by the cybersecurity authorities. These directives were critical in providing immediate steps for organizations to address and mitigate the impacts of the attack. They included guidances on identifying compromised systems and instructions on secure networks against further infiltration. Alongside these directives, advisories and alerts were disseminated to the affected entities. These communications served as crucial tools for raising awareness and heightening security postures among the vast array of impact organizations. They provided detailed information on the nature of the attack, the indicators of compromise, and the best practices for defense. To assist organizations in securing their networks, a range of investigative tools were distributed. These tools were designed to help identify and remove the sunburst malware, assess network vulnerabilities, and strengthen overall cybersecurity measures. The incident also underscored the importance of collaboration between the federal government and the private sector. This partnership was exemplified in the joint efforts of government agencies and companies like Microsoft. Microsoft's development of a kill switch to isolate the malware-infected version of Orion was a pivotal moment in the response. This action effectively cut off the attacker's access, preventing further damage. Coordinating the incident response involved various agencies and organizations working together. This coordination ensured a unified and effective approach to tackling the complexities of the attack. The collaboration spanned across different sectors and included sharing of intelligence, technical support, and strategic planning to address the immediate impacts and prevent future incidents. This multifaceted response to the SolarWinds attack illustrates the evolving nature of cyber incident management. It highlights the critical need for agile, cooperative strategies and comprehensive incident response plans that integrate public-private partnerships. This response set a precedent in handling sophisticated cyber threats and demonstrated how adaptive, joint approaches are essential in today's cybersecurity landscape. All right, finally, let's take a look at the lessons learned from the SolarWinds attack. So the SolarWinds attack underscored the necessity for improved coordination in cybersecurity. It highlighted the vital importance of enhanced collaboration between federal agencies, the private sector, and the global cybersecurity community. The incident also brought to the forefront the critical role of timely threat intelligence sharing among stakeholders. This sharing of information is key to preempting and mitigating cyber threats effectively. Additionally, the attack emphasized the need for more rigorous security measures in supply chain management. This includes thorough vetting of software suppliers and the implementation of stronger authentication mechanisms to safeguard against such sophisticated attacks in the future. These measures are essential for building a resilient defense against increasingly complex cyber threats. All right, finally, some food for thought. So my first question for the class is, how did the nature of SolarWinds attack, being a supply chain attack, make it particularly challenging to detect and mitigate compared to more direct forms of cyber attacks? My second question is, what are the key lessons that organizations and governments should take from the SolarWinds attack to enhance their cybersecurity measures and prevent similar future incidents? All right, so here's the citation for my presentation. And I really, really appreciate your patience for listening. And yeah, I'll catch you later.